Chrome from Vancity Vanlife. Is it all just fake van life, just over glamorized and not real? What is up, RVers? How's everybody doing today? Now, first of all, if you don't know me, I am a big Chrome fan. So if you're here because you think you're going to listen to me bash and trash Chrome, no. Weirdos Unite. Not going to happen. That's not what this video is all about. So I'll warn you that right now. Okay, so just watched Chrome's latest video where he did a little bit of basically a question and answer video. And I usually don't like them very much, but this one was pretty interesting. And yes, I am a Chrome fan, but I did disagree with him on one thing. We shall get to that later. First thing is, he talks about the way it's over glamorized and the van lifers, well, basically the YouTubers over glamorize the lifestyle. Well, here, I'll comment after.
And us YouTubers, we get a lot of heat sometimes because they're like, we're just glamorizing this whole van life thing. Well, that happened. Right there, what you see on the screen, that's legitimately happening. Just because I put a drone out to capture the shot doesn't mean that wasn't my day. This drone shot, that me driving down the road, some people are like, oh, this is so glamorized. No, that's just me driving down a backcountry road. This is legitimately a piece of my life. Is it always epic out here? No. Is it always great out here? No. We do things that most people in life would never do. We go days and days and days without having a shower. We put on.
So that's the over glamorizing part. Okay, here I use the word over glamorize and glamorize the lifestyle. I use it a lot because it does happen a lot. However, I will say that, well, you just heard him. No, it's not always like that. And yeah, if you think that, you know, it's all that in a bag of chips, well, that's fine. But when you speak of the over glamorization of the lifestyle, it happened more before, early on. In the early days when you watched YouTube and you saw the YouTuber or the Wheeled Wonders or whatever, and there was only a handful, and it was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. You had the Bobanites that, just, you know, quit your job, sell your house, sell everything you own, and just come out here and you will be free. Everything will be lifted. All your troubles and woes will go away. And then you got the van lifers, that's the young couple, and she's naked all the time, and you see her laying in the bed with the string in her ass, and the van doors are open, and there's a beautiful sunset, and the van is spotless. I mean, she's got 47 dresses and 15 pairs of shoes, and it's all fit in this little van, and they're all nice and perfect all the time. There's not even a dish in the sink, and it's just perfect. It's the greatest life. Now, see, that's over glamorizing it. But nowadays, it doesn't happen as often. You do hear this breaks, this is a pain in the ass, this thing's falling off, you know. It's not always a sunset and rainbows and sunshine. So we are getting more and more of the real life of it. But yeah, there are still a very few that do say, this is it, and hey, all your troubles will just fly away, and this is the perfect life. But, you know, I think we're getting more and more away from that over glamorization. Yeah, that's easy for me to say. And then there's the fake aspect of it. And I get comments in my channel all the time in the comment section about, oh, well, why don't he just go back to his condo, go back to his apartment? I don't know why he needs that thing. He doesn't live in that van. He lives in this and he lives in that. Well, if that's what you want to think, no one's going to change your mind. If he can't change your mind, I sure the hell ain't going to change your mind. But I'll just say this. Just think of it this way. If he's out there driving around, filming and doing all this stuff and bumping into all these other people that are out there on the road and living in vans and editing and doing this, I don't, why spend the whatever, we'll just say $1,500 a month for a place to sleep, and then get up and go out and play and pretend that he lives in a van and films. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. It would be a big waste of money. So yeah, having the shop, that's different. He can pull the van in there, and he doesn't like sleeping there or anything. He also addresses burnout. One of the questions was, do you get burnt out of van life? Well, here.
Do I ever feel burnout because of van life? If you mean burnout like boredom, do I ever get bored with van life? I could see if I didn't work so much. So because I make YouTube videos, I work a lot. Like my days are devoted to filming content and running around and editing and everything else. So I keep myself extremely busy. My van life is unlike a lot of the people that I see just sitting there, just sitting there. They just sit there. They just sit there. And I'm like, what do you guys do with your day? Like, you just sit there? 3 days later, you're still sitting there. What do you do? So I could see maybe if I didn't have anything going on in my life, that there would be some very boring aspects about van life.
There you have it. You just sit there, and yeah, and there are lots and lots. I mean, I watch a lot of the Wheeled Wonders, and there are quite a few that is what their day consists of. They wake up, and yeah, they might turn the camera on now and again, do a little bit of talking head video, swing it around, show us what's going on, and then that's it. And the rest of the time is just sitting there. And that's the difference between a lot of the folks. And that's why I watch the people that I do. I mean, there are some channels out here that they watch certain nomads for the drama and the constant turmoil and everything, because that's what blows their skirt up and gets their little pencil hard, you know? But I watch people because they're not just sitting there. They're actually doing things. You have lots of the people that actually work, and I'll use, say, like Less Junk, More Journey, and folks like that. They go places and they do things, and they spend money and they experience things, and they're always doing stuff. And plus they have regular jobs. And not everybody that does this has a regular job. Some of them, their YouTube is their job, and to them, that is a full-time job because that's what they do. They're always worried about the shot, setting up the shot, getting the shot. Where am I going to go? I have to get something for YouTube. And he also does talk about burnout from YouTube and how he avoids that. And that's pretty interesting too, about how he deals with not getting burnout for the YouTube stuff. But it's working hard. And yeah, a lot of people will say, well, talking about that it takes this long to edit a video and that long to, well, yeah, for some people it doesn't take any time because they don't care. It's all about getting whatever, as long as I get something out today. Even if I have zero to talk about, nothing to say, nothing's happening on, I still have to get a video out. So as long as I turn the camera on and then whatever's on there, just hit upload and let it go out into the universe. Who gives a shit? There's a lot of people that don't care. But then again, they're not the ones that are making money, getting all the deals for promoting things and getting free stuff and getting paid promotions and all the other stuff. And they're not the ones that have the play button already either, because they don't give two shits. And then they get a little bit upset because they don't have all those things and they wonder why. Well, if you put in the time and you actually film, 2, 3, 5 hours of shit, and you sit down and take the time and make a good 15-minute, 20-minute video by editing it together and making it make sense and making it entertaining, well, it doesn't happen in 5 minutes. It takes a little bit of time. Now, the other thing he says is, talks about what is the one thing that he would tell a new YouTuber just starting out.
Don't read your comments. Yeah, that was my advice I gave to my few friends that started YouTube channels in the last year, was don't read the comments. stuff down there will get in a new YouTuber's head very quick. And then they will always say sorry for things in videos. They'll turn on the camera like, oh, sorry, my camera's shaky today. They're only saying that because they read that in a comment from one person that whined about it.
That is true. Okay, now here's why I disagree with that. I disagree because I think that when you are new, I think the comment section is a very, very important part of your growth, and you're getting that foothold. And what I mean is interaction with the people that do take the time to leave a comment. If you take the time to read and answer, you build that community, those people that are going to come back. Because if you ignore them, we're not all, fortunate enough to grow as fast as he did. But if you don't answer them and you ignore people, they're not going to come back. If you interact, you kind of draw them in, and they feel more inclined to come back and watch and leave another comment. So I think the comment section is a good place when you're starting out to read those comments. But to his advice, consider the source. That's right. Consider the source. If it's just some blowhard just blowing off steam, saying whatever, oh, well, your stuff's too loud, or I can't hear you. Well, guess what? You have a volume knob on your whatever your device you're listening to. So turn it up or turn it down. Now that's different between, if you come blasting in with music on 11 and then you start talking and you're talking at a 4 and then you blast music at 11, that's different. But if it's just, oh, you don't talk loud enough, well, turn your shit up. And there are people that will give you constructive criticism when you're just starting out. Like, hey, maybe you shouldn't, or hey, I like the way you do this, but if you did that, either ignore it or not. The best thing is to most likely ignore it. But my advice is just consider the source. On to the next subject I often talk about, and I reference Chrome when people talk about this, parking.
But there's also people that squat too that wreck it for the rest of us. So for all you people that like to park and squat, just so you know, that's how no overnight parking signs go up. Nobody puts those signs up there until they've had a problem. And they do that, and which means you wreck it for us. There's a lot of people.
And it's simple. He said this a million times, and I always quote his saying that is, it's not about being stealthy. You don't have to worry about being stealthy. His van, you can tell most of the time that somebody's living it. But the thing is don't go park somewhere, because it's just like, just pull over, park along the street, whatever, park. But don't go park somewhere and then wake up in the morning and make yourself some breakfast and walk the dog and then go in and watch TV and lay around and dump your piss bottle along the curb or on somebody's lawn and then just hang out for the rest of the day and then drive down the street and get some Mickey D's and come back and park there. That's not what you do. He always says that if you park somewhere, you pull in the evening and you get situated and settled in. You settle in for the night. You go to sleep. When you wake up, climb in the seat, start that bitch up and drive somewhere else. And if you go get your cup of coffee and your cigarette or whatever it is that you do to start your day, but park somewhere else. I mean, just think about it. If you are someone who lives in the sticks and bricks and you live in a neighborhood, this is your neighborhood. You know who's driving what. You know who's parking where. Everybody parks in front of their house. Sure, they get visitors, but you know what's going on. And now all of a sudden there's a van. Not just a car, there's a van. There's a van that's parked in your neighborhood. And you get up in the morning and you go about your day and there's a van parked there, and it's an odd van. Okay, you're done with your day, you come back, that van's still sitting there. You go eat dinner, you do something, you sit down for TV and you look out your window, that van is still out there. So now you're starting to get suspicious. What's going on? What is the deal? Now you wake up the next morning, that van's still there. Are you just going to go, whatever, No, you're going to start thinking, what is this person doing? Are they casing my house? Are they casing the neighbor's house? Are they looking at little kids and seeing what they're doing? What is this van doing here hanging around in my neighborhood? So what are you going to do? You're going to call the cops. You're going to do something. You're going to do something because you just don't want that person there, that suspicious vehicle. Now I know somebody's going to say, oh, why are you going to hassle them? They're not doing anything. And I don't want to hear about this the auditor bullshit and the police have no authority. Just save it. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. You got no right and they got right. Well, here's the deal. The same people that say, why you want to hassle the people living in the vans are the same ones that will bitch if some lady gets drug into the van and done whatever to and then tossed out and then the van's gone. You're going to say, well, why didn't anybody do anything? Them stupid, worthless cops, they didn't do nothing. And why did the neighbors just let it happen? And you don't have to agree with me.
This is Blind Views, and that's how I see it.
What we do here is go back.